great. So we've got another Frontier opening bell for this Wednesday, the 11th of December. We're just creeping now towards the final 2.5 weeks, as it were, of the final month for the year. Thank you for everyone for coming through on the show for today. The Nigerian market, 8 out 10 basis points on a Tuesday, and that came from some of the biggest names within the banking and non-banking space of the Nigerian market, even as we got the news that Access Bank of UK has secured approval from the European Central Bank, as well as the authorities, the Financial Services Authority on the Island of Malta, to get a license to operate a subsidiary of Access Bank of Malta Limited, which is expected to be another a subsidiary for the Accesscorp, which is headquartered in Nigeria. A press statement issued yesterday by Accesscorp headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria, says the Malta business will provide yet another gateway between Europe and Africa for interregional trade, financial services provision, and all of that. And we say congratulations to Accesscorp, which also set up recently in Paris, in France. But the stock market basically was just 98,000 in the green. Dipped on Monday, then came back with almost the same margin on Tuesday. The PRVM in Cote d'Ivoire was down about 20 basis points. The Egyptian stock market was down 1.25, the biggest decline since the week started in Cairo on Sunday. Nairobi stock market roared roughly 120 on the All-Share Index, reading 2.77%, a very big jump Tuesday. The GSE fell 0.42%. The market in Casablanca was down by 0.75% on Tuesday. Just to summarize the trading day Tuesday for you, let's look forward. What are we having on the headline today? The International Monetary Fund has concluded a review meeting with the authorities in Nairobi, Kenya. And the verdict is that the economy will continue moving, but things to go a little bit soft for Kenya. The growth for this year has been estimated now to be around 4.7% because of the the protests that attended the tax proposal of the Finance Act a couple of months ago, and that's coming from the World Bank. Kenya will now be in position, as it were, as far as the IMF is concerned, to get additional round of funding. Good news all the way from the Northern Corridor, with Ethiopia Securities Exchange formally getting a license to operate from the Ethiopian Capital Market Authority. It's going to be a big day for Ethiopia, opening up its own securities exchange. The license is for equities and over-the-counter trading, the OTC markets. Combine the two together, all the preparations now down for the formal opening, as it were. In the meantime, Kenya, back in the biggest economy east of the continent, says attracted 117 billion shillings in new investments, beating the target so far for the year. Next door in Uganda, the country says it's going ahead with the new oil refinery. $4 billion in new funding has been committed to that. The project was opened up to investors and discussions and analysis at the just concluded Africa Energy Forum held in Cape Town, South Africa. What else do we have? The European Union and Zanzibar, they have signed deals to boost sustainable development on the island, which is one of the iconic tourism go-to center on the African continent, on the East Coast, that is. Let's take that down. Look at the West Africa with Nigeria, with Seplat Energy listed on both Nigeria and the London Stock Exchange. Yesterday issued a statement that is the multi-million-dollar deal with ExxonMobil to buy the Nigerian asset of Mobil Producing Nigeria Limited will be concluded on December the 12th. The company says it's now published what you call the prospectus for the deal, which shows how much has been paid for the asset, which is an offshore or onshore asset in Nigeria. For those assets, Seplat Energy says it will bring about 120,000 barrels of oil. That's just what it will be for the energy company. In the meantime, the Nigerian Central Bank will be selling about $276 billion naira today at the domestic end of the treasury market. We've seen investors and dealers weighing into the Nigerian sovereign instrument over the last few days because of the successful $2.2 billion Eurobond, which the government did just about a week ago. Dangote Sugar, which is the largest sugar refining company listed on the market here, also says it's in the market for about 50 billion naira commercial paper. The short-term borrowing will be formally closed tomorrow. Keep all that in mind. Africa definitely needs more framework and regulatory processes and reforms that will help ease financial and banking transactions on the continent. That's according to the Group CEO of Ecobank Transnational Incorporated, Jeremiah Wari, speaking at the ongoing EFIS, Africa Financial Industry Summit in Casablanca in Morocco. Nigeria is going into deal with Saudi Arabia, opening talks on iron ore production and mining activities in Nigeria. Today, Nigerian president is meeting officially with the German president to also discuss further relations. That's happening in Abuja, the country's political capital. Ghana reporting stock market going up 50% year to date, while Guinea, still in West Africa, says it's looking to use part of its income from iron ore mining to create a new sovereign wealth fund. Congratulations. Let's see how that goes. Let's move on into Southern Africa. Business confidence in South Africa is growing. More confidence in the new government of national unity led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. The index reaching a 9-year high, 118 reading for the month of November, according to the latest data. In the meantime, some financial services folks in South Africa are mulling the idea for foreign currency transactions on both the equity side on the GSE and the bond exchange in South Africa, all part of plans to deepen the South African market as the number one destination, the largest on the African continent. In the meantime, get out of there. Morocco, DRC in Central Africa, Zambia and Southern Africa said they've launched an electric mobility initiative in Lusaka, the capital of Zambia. Next door is Zimbabwe, looking at 32% market cap decline in November, while Angola is selling about $150 million in FX to sustain the imports that the country is making. How do we finish up in North Africa? Yes, of course, the AFIS annual summit is coming to an end tomorrow. In the meantime, Libya's national oil company is looking to offer 22 licenses for onshore and offshore explorations. Egypt, the biggest economy, says exports to Libya exceeded $1 billion so far, while Morocco sees a record 15.9 million tourists since 2024 started, and the year is not even over yet. Inflation in Egypt reportedly down to 25.5% in the month of November. And those are some of the headlines we're pursuing. There's a whole lot more you can get on the African continent as far as business, finance, investments, and markets concerned. Go to www.frontierafricareports.com and follow us on all our social media platforms to get a whole lot more. Frontier Africa opening bell for Wednesday, December the 11th.